Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 60 Formula. Hope you are doing well today. Happy Tuesday. It's the second day of the week. Hope your week is going well. We're gonna bust into this episode talking about raw eggs. So many people out there feed their Siberian Huskies or their dogs, doesn't matter what kind of dog you got. So many people like to give their dogs raw eggs. Now, there's not really a huge debate on raw eggs. For the most part, most people know that they're pretty safe to give to their pets. But I did get into a small debate with Kyush the stunt dog, and we were talking about eggs and if they do run the risk of transmitting salmonella to your dog. Now, what's really interesting about this whole topic is that while me and Kyush the stunt dog were debating on this, I don't think either of us really knew that it totally depends on where you live when it comes to your eggs and how they're cleaned and sold to the public. Both Europe and the United States have completely different ways of selling eggs to the public. So I'm just gonna go over that real quick and just explain to you so you guys have a better understanding of what you're giving your dogs, because when you give your dogs something like a raw egg, you wanna be sure you're not giving them anything dangerous. And just heads up, you aren't. But I wanna give you guys a little bit more information so you know you are Gandalf the Wise. Okay, so what I found out researching eggs is all eggs are basically pasteurized, cleaned, and washed completely of anything protecting the inside of the egg. One of the biggest points that Jody at Kyush the Stunt Dog made was that eggs are sealed, and so that contaminants like bacteria could not get into the inside of the egg, which I didn't know at the time. And this is absolutely true. In the United States, we have really poor standards when it comes to taking care of livestock. So unfortunately, the salmonella doesn't go into the egg from outside the shell. It actually comes from the hen laying the egg. In a lot of cases in the United States, a lot of hens have salmonella already, which means the eggs they're laying have the disease already in the egg. And this is one of the reasons why it's a law from the USDA that all eggs are pasteurized. And if you don't know what that means, it means all of the eggs that are sold to people in the United States, they're heated to 140 degrees and then they're dried out. Basically, they cook your egg before you cook your egg. This makes sure that all of the bacteria and contaminants are dead. Now, what this also does is it destroys the outer membrane that protects the inside of the egg. So what they do is in the United States, we add a completely different coat, like a mineral oil to the outside of the egg to make a fake protectant to the outside of the shell. Now, in the UK and in Europe, they have a completely different stance on this. It's almost opposite. Almost all eggs that are sold to people should not be cleaned. They have a very strict process about maintaining the outer structure of the egg so that no pathogens can get into the egg. Now, you're probably thinking, what about the hens in Europe? Don't they pass salmonella into their eggs? After doing a lot of research, I found out that a majority of the hens in the UK, they're given a vaccine that prevents them from getting salmonella. And in the United States, we don't practice this as much. So a lot of the hens we have will have salmonella, but we don't care because we pasteurize the egg and we basically bleach it. Whereas in the UK, they go ahead and they vaccinate the hens to make sure that the salmonella is not present, and then they try to retain the integrity of the egg by going so far as to not even refrigerate the eggs. If you refrigerate an egg, the condensation can make the integrity of that egg decay. So they keep their eggs out of the refrigerator in the UK, and that's typically why there's a difference there. So to clear this up, the eggs in the United States, they do contain salmonella in them, but they are pasteurized. They are cleaned to a point where you can basically eat the egg raw and not worry about any diseases. But I want to say this, they are not sterile on the inside in the United States. So be aware. I would go as far as to argue that probably eggs from Europe and the UK are a better quality and of a higher standard than the eggs in the United States, and as such, I think it's good to know that. If you're gonna feed them to your Husky, you don't have to worry that much. Huskies have saliva that breaks down bacteria and organisms like that, and they have short digestive tracts, so they're able to digest foods quicker than human beings can. Now, I just want to say this before I close out. There are tons of companies in the United States that raise hens that are healthy, that don't have salmonella. They do vaccinate. This isn't just exclusive to each country. So if you want an egg that is healthy or healthier, and you want to make sure your dog is super safe, go ahead and research the egg companies that you buy from. You might find that you prefer one egg company over the other. Maybe some egg companies take more precautions, or maybe you prefer to have your eggs exactly the way that they're made in the UK. Just do your research and understand that depending on where you come from and depending on where you live, eggs and food altogether may just be completely different. That's gonna be it tonight. Thank you so much for watching the episode, everyone. Whenever I learn something new or I come across new information, anytime I get into like a debate with another YouTuber, or I just get into a discussion where we're talking about things, I like to figure out the facts. And when I find them out, I like to share them with you. So if you guys learned anything or took something away from this video, go ahead and smash that like and hit us up in the comments down below. Gila and Britney Spears would love to hear from you. And until next time, we will see you with another episode of Guess What, Dude? Yup, whatever we make. Peace!